Good evening, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the weekly game plan. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. So we'll get started right away here. We just wait for a bit for a few folks to join, and then we can get this party started here. So let me know where you are tuning in from today. So put in the chat which city you are tuning in from, which country. Are you in the US? Are you in Canada? Are you in Australia? Are you in Africa? Are you in which continent are you? Where? Which city? Which location? We'll get started right away. Just waiting for a few folks to join. All right. Okay, so put in the chat where you tuning in from. Which city are you tuning in from? Welcome to the live stream. So put in the chat where you tuning in from. Which city, which area, which city are you tuning in from? Someone say we are neighbors. I don't know what means by we are neighbors. Where? Neighbors from where? Put in the chat where you tuning in from. Which city are you tuning in from? Okay. Can get started here. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, Amos is from Regina. Awesome, Regina. Great province of Saskatchewan. Where are you guys piping in from? Okay, so we'll get started right away here. So welcome to the live stream. My name is Richard Adjei, and I'm the co-founder and head trader here at Trading Rich, and I'm excited to present to you guys today's this week's game plan, how I plan to make money from the market this week. So it's going to be an exciting week here, and I'm happy to present to you guys what the game plan is. So last week was a very fantastic trading week. Those that are part of our community, we were able to make significant gains in the stocks and options that we traded, and I believe that this week will also present us very good opportunities. So if you're not part of the community, please do so. So you can see the banner on the screen here. Make sure you join our. First of all, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get instant notification, and then also hit the notification bell so that anytime that I go live, you are going to get the notification and join us live. Because anytime I go live, I provide a lot of golden nuggets, and you don't want to miss out on those, because sometimes if you miss out on them, it could be money making. It's always money making opportunity, right? So if you miss it, by the time you check it out, 2-3 days after, the opportunity will be gone. So you want to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and you are also set up your notifications so that anytime I go online, you get the notification instantly and join us. Also, so first thing first, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell to be alerted on any alerts, any live YouTube lives. Also, make sure you join our free community. So in our free community, you get access to a lot of resources, like, master classes and a lot of information there. And any kind of golden nuggets that we drop it over there. So it's free of charge. You don't need to pay for it. So in order to join, what you need to do is that you go to our website, which is Trading Rich. Just show you here. Trading Rich. Just keep on showing me this. TradingRich.com. Okay. Yeah, so tradingrich.com, you come here, and then what you do is that you click on join now. So it's a very simple process, and you are going to see that right away here, right? So you join the free community, and then you can get access to all the golden nuggets in the free community. Okay, so this is easy to do. It takes like just 2 minutes to do so. Okay, all right, so we'll get started right away here. I'm excited to present the opportunities for this week. I think this week we might get a shift in the market, shift in direction. We shall see. There's no guarantees, but I'm looking forward to that this week. So we are going to do a recap of last week, what happened in terms of the sectors and which sectors did well, which ones didn't do well. So last week we had last week was a little was interesting in the sense that the XPS closed at this is the weekly numbers. This XPS closed at 0.81% and Nasdaq closed at 0.64% and Russell 1.37%. And then we have all the 12 different sectors of the stock market, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 sectors in the stock market, and each sector shows here the different sectors. So here, XLK is technology. So technology has been one of the areas that has been holding the market up due to AI, right? So you have the Nvidias of this world, you have the Microsoft, you have all the technology companies which are holding up the market, right? But technology was not the best performing. So the best performing sector was the healthcare sector, was the XLV ETF. Okay. So, and the stocks that are listed there, you have your UNH. UNH is a stock that members of our community, we caught that at the bottom, right? UNH has sold off a lot, and we caught it at the bottom before even the smart money started getting in. Smart money like Warren Buffett and Michael Berry started getting in. Okay. So we got XLV, and then we also got we got the UNH. So UNH is listed in XLV, and then a number of healthcare stocks that are listed there as well. So healthcare was one of the best performing, even though the market was not really strong last week. We got the XLV to be one of the best performing, and then you have utilities, real estate, and others also doing well. And then the VIX we closed at 5%. We got gold closing at 3.2%. We have oil closing at 5.5%. And then Bitcoin, crypto was also did very well. It closed at 10%. So if you look at the screen here, the best performing area was crypto, which was 10%. Okay. And members of our community, we caught a very good trade on Coinbase. Like those that trade with us, they trade. We caught Coinbase long, and we were able to capitalize on that for 600% gain. So if you want to catch these trades, these moves, you want to be part of our community so that you can catch these moves and trade with me live every single day, 5 days a week, with the exception of holidays, right? If there's a statutory holiday in the US, there's no trading on those days. Okay, right? So this is the week in review, right? The previous week in review, we have all the major sectors, how they performed, and we see that crypto was the number one performer, followed by the healthcare sector. And then the next one was, we also got the VIX. VIX was up. So if VIX is up, it means that the market was down. So my market was most of the time down. And then oil continues selling. It's been selling for a while now. Okay. Right. So now let's go to the charts and look at how things are setting up. But before then, let's check out the catalysts that are going to move the market this week. Let's look at what's going to move the market and should be able to prepare us for the trading week ahead. So Monday we have this one is going to happen after hours, so it's not really relevant. So Tuesday is going to be 8:30. We're going to talk about US deficit. I mean, that one everybody knows what it is. US deficits, meaning that we have, like, it's going to be what, negative 60.7 billion. And then we have the Atlanta Fed chair, Raphael Bostic, is going to be speaking. So depending on whatever he says, I mean, right now the market is already pricing in interest rate cut in October. So I don't know what he's going to say, but whatever he says has to be something that is in alignment to that, or something that is going to be, so it depends on what he says. But the market will not really be worrying too much about that. The main place that the market is going to be searching is going to be in the FOMC minutes, right? FOMC minutes is going to come out on Wednesday at 2 p.m., right? FOMC minutes. So that one is something that the market is going to scrutinize carefully to see how the Fed members were discussed in terms of the minutes, what kind of key takeaways was in there, whether they were going to cut more interest rate, how the members were debating the whole interest rate cut situation. But I don't think that's going to be a big deal, because the market already is pricing in another rate cuts in October and another round in December. So it doesn't really matter, right? Whatever they say, it doesn't really matter. But all what's going to happen is that the market is going to the algos are going to review the meeting minutes and figure out what is about and see if there's anything to worry about. I think it's going to be benign and it's going to be okay, right? Then we have Thursday, we are going to have jobless claims. So jobless claims, because of the government shutdown, we are not going to get anything. So that means that 2 weeks in a row, we are not getting any jobless claims, which is a big deal, because that means that the next time it comes in, that could shake the market in one direction or the other, right? And then we have Friday. We are going to get consumer sentiment. So this tends to move the market in one direction or the other, just to get a sense of how the consumer is feeling and stuff like that, right? Whether they are having good sentiment or bad sentiment, that's going to move the market in one direction or the other. So right now, one of the key components that is going to move the market is not being reported, which is jobless claims, right? The reason why the US Fed cut interest rate was not even because of inflation, no, because they've not reached their inflation 2% target, but they were focusing on the job numbers now, and the job numbers that they need to make that decision is not being published because the government is still on shutdown. So the longer this goes, then you are going to get a whole bunch of jobless claims numbers piling up, and then they are going to release everything at once. So if they release it and it's bad, it's definitely going to move the market to the downside, right? Okay, so now let's go into the charts and see what is happening there and how I plan to make money this week. So first of all, we are going to go to you're going to check out the futures market and see what the futures market is doing. Where is the futures here? So let's check out, first of all, let's check the ES futures. The ES futures is showing, what is it showing now? Let's check it out quickly. So ES futures is showing slight green here. Slight green. Slight green here. Let me check it out from this direction and see. It's just still red, but it's just flat. It's basically flat, right? And then the NQ, what's the NQ doing? NQ futures is showing, NQ futures is showing green for now. So we shall see how that plays out, okay? All right, so what I'm looking at is I'm going to go to, so the first chart I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at the XPX as the index. So the XPS here, I have this chart here, which I've been watching with a keen eye. So what we see here is that we have, this is a parallel channel, right? And this parallel channel is from this COVID low, pivot low to pivot low. This is bear market low. This is 2023 lows. This is the Liberation Day market sell-off, right? So this here is our 2018 highs before the crash due to China-US trade wars. And then here we have 2021 highs, and then we are approaching this closely. So right now, the market is getting close to this area here. And if you go to the daily, you can see here that on Friday, we had what I call a topping tail candle, right? So topping tail candle typically is a sign of a reversal, bearish reversal. So what I'm looking to see is that I'm looking to see if we are able to trade below this level. Once we break below it, that means we are going to start heading down, and we are going to see if the bears can take control of the situation. Okay, so let me go to the SPS, SPY. That's the ETF that tracks the S&P 500. So as you can see here, you can clearly see that we have a topping tail. And when you have a topping tail after a wide move like that, it tends to lead to a reversal. So what I'm watching is I'm watching to see if this level here, I'm watching to see if this level is cleared off. So here you see price came in last time, and then what did he do? On Friday, it hit this level. So this level here is the trend line from 2023 lows to August lows, 2024, and then this is February, and then here. So right now we are at this level. So basically what I'm looking at is I'm looking to see if price is able to, the bears are able to hold this level. If they're able to hold that level, then that means that we can head down. But if the bulls take control and then they reverse it and go down, then that means that we are going to head down. But this is a sign that a reversal is coming, right? So if I'm a betting person, I'll bet to the downside, right? Because of this and because of where this has traveled to. Okay. So what I'm looking at is that if we could break below this 668 level, then we are going to come down. We are going to head to this area 666 and try to break the 9 EMA on the daily, right? Once we do that, we are going to head to the 20. And then once we head to the 20, we can get more acceleration to the downside. But we shall see how that plays out. But for now, this is telling me that it's setting up for a pullback or some kind of reversal, right? So if the opposite happens, whereby we get a candle tomorrow that blasts through this highs, right? Takes out this highs, then we are heading up. We are heading up, right? So going into the week, I have both longs and shorts. Depending on whichever one triggers first, I'll take the trade, right? So I go in with a neutral stance every week, regardless of what the market is telling me, and then I position myself strategically based on which one sets up first, right? So that's generally how we do this, right? You don't want to go in with some kind of a bias saying, okay, I'm only going to look for shorts, but what if the longs start working out, right? So you want to make sure that you position yourself in such a way that you are not only focusing on one thing, right? Also, if you take a look at this, we have a mini trend line here that connects these levels, right? Connect these levels here. It's almost, yeah, there you go. So you have this low here from September 25th, 2025, and then here this low touches this low, and then this low, right? So if price breaks below this mini trend line, we are heading down. So let's keep the trade plan very simple, right? So above this trend line, we'll head up and try to retest and see if they can break this. Below this trend line, we are heading down. And then next profit target will be somewhere here, this area. Next profit target will be the 9. And then from the 9, we can look at coming to the 20. So the trade plan this week is that if we break below this mini trend line, we are heading down, right? We are going to go down, okay? And then for QQQ, let's look at QQQ and see what QQQ is showing us. So for QQQ, it's QQQ is showing us, we had this here on QQQ on Friday. So we had this hammer candle showing up here, and then it caused this to go down. So we shall see how QQQ behaves in the weeks ahead here, or the days ahead. Let's look at this. Let's check out the QQQ. So QQQ here we have, this is the COVID lows. So you connect this trend line from COVID lows here and extend it this way. This is what we get. See this? So this COVID low, this is the low of 2022, and then it touches this high, that high, and then it goes here. So this is where we are at right now for the QQQ. Okay. So QQQ, if QQQ is able to, so here we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, right? So QQQ came up here. This is the weekly chart. And let me go to the daily. And we have something like this. So we broke above it and we are here, right? So this is now going to act as support, okay? So if this proves trend, if the bulls are able to hold this, we can get a green candle to the upside, and then we are going to go, right? Like this. Because this is a multi-year trend line, right? But if we break it, we are going to break hard and we are going to come to the downside. So whichever way they go, we can trade it accordingly, right? Whichever way they go, we can trade the index accordingly, or the ETFs accordingly, right? So one stock that I'm watching, which has been the main stock that has been holding the market, is Nvidia, right? So I want to check out what Nvidia is doing, and then we are going to use that to gauge how we are going to position ourselves this week, right? Because Nvidia is the main guy, right? So if Nvidia goes down, then everything goes down, regardless of which stock it is or which index it is, right? So here as well, before I go to the individual stocks, I'm going to look at so with the QQQ, we are going to see if we can hold this level. If he holds them, we are going to go up. But once we break this, then we are heading down. Okay. Then I'm going to look at IWM. IWM is the Russell 2000. So Russell 2000 is the small cap index, right? This is the ETF, right? This is the ETF, and this has been, it's taken a long time for this to get to all-time highs. So it finally made all-time highs last week, but it didn't get a job done. It put in this topping tail. So this topping tail candle is doing, it shows like a double top. It looks like a double top to me, right? It looks like a double top to me. So here, the buyers need to hold this strong. So with IWM, what I'm looking at is that if buyers are able to hold this 244 level, they are going to look to push this and break out and get new all-time highs, right? Get a long green candle and go. However, if they lose steam, this is going to come down, right? We are going to get down to the downside. So that's something that I'm going to be looking at in terms of, so we have shorting opportunity and long opportunity as well for IWM, but it all depends on the general market. If SPY and QQQ are down, most of the time IWM is down, right? IWM is usually following what SPY and QQQ does usually, but sometimes it can go on its own depending on the situation. But usually when the SPY and QQQ is down, this one has no chance. It's also going to go down. Okay. All right. So now that we've checked the 3 major indices, there's also the Dow, DIA. I don't really trade DIA often, but it's the Dow. So with the Dow, there's this rising wedge pattern that I've been watching here in the Dow, and you see that we pierced it on Friday. So let me make this. Sorry, let me make this colorful so that you guys can see it, because it's not looking colorful here. Let's look at this. So this is what we have here on the DIA. Actually, I think the DIA might be the first one to be cracking, right? SPY is showing signs, but DIA might be the first one to show cracks. Okay. Actually, this is a nice setup. So here we have, this is your high. Okay. So this is our high here. We have a topping tail again. So we have this rising wedge pattern here going up, and then what did he do? He put in a topping tail. So what I'm looking for DIA, which is the Dow Jones Index ETF, is if price is able to break below this level. You see this 465 level. If you're able to break below it, then I'm going to look to short this to the downside. short this to at least going to bring us to the let me see here. It's going to bring us to at least this downside here. Bring us down to somewhere here, right? Somewhere to the 20, at least somewhere here, because this has been holding the 20 for the longest time. And then if it breaks it, then we are going to head down. So I'm going to be watching this closely to see what happens this week here, to see if we're able to break below this. So I'm going to set an alert on my TC2000 465. Let me know, and then I'm going to take this short right to the downside. And if I take that short, my stop loss is here at 470. I'm going to look to short it to the downside. So what I see happening is that one of the days we are going to get a candle like this, a nasty red candle like that, right? Something like this, right? I don't know when, right? I can't tell you when, but something like this. A clearing, like a bearish engulfing candle that wipes out, whoops, take down this. A clearing bearish engulfing candle that wipes out some of the gains from here, and then shakes out a lot of bulls, and then pushes it down, right? We are going to get something like that. I don't know when. It could be tomorrow, it could be sometime this week, or even next week. You never know, right? But I have a feeling that this has run its course and it's time for it to pull back. So if this pulls back, then the stocks that are listed in it, like Boeing and Starbucks and all those legacy companies, are going to start breaking down, right? So here I'm going to be watching this level closely, the 465, and then based on what it does, I will look to short the DIA to the downside, buying put options and buying maybe something expiring 2 weeks out or 1 month out, and then hold it and capture the gain. If I can get this to come to the 50, which is here, this red line, that'll be fantastic, right? That'll be a big move. That'll be fantastic, right? So my target for these types of trade is for it to come to at least the 50, right? Because you see that it has held the 50 for the longest time. The last time it was trading below the 50 was in April. So if we can get it to come to this 50, see the last time we got a sell-off, it came here, that was in August, late August. It sold off to the 50 and it bounced there. So this time around, when it comes back, I believe it's going to break it and go down. So this is one of the indices where, or the ETFs where once the market shows weakness, I'm going to look to short because I like this setup here, right? And this is going to mean that SPY and QQQ are also going to sell off as well, right? Okay, so now that we know DIA, let's go check out the crypto market. Let's check out Bitcoin and see what Bitcoin is doing. So with Bitcoin, I posted a video in this YouTube channel here where I talked about where price was heading for Bitcoin. So we see that Bitcoin has already hit that price. We are now at new all-time highs for Bitcoin, which is a big milestone. So let's look at it. Let me see if I can find it here, find my chart here on Bitcoin. And I'll show you what's happening on Bitcoin. Perfect. So Bitcoin. So here's the chart that I created for Bitcoin. I talked about this in that trade plan in the video. So if you've not watched the video, please do check out the video session in this YouTube channel, and then you can watch the breakdown, right? So basically, this trend line here, this orange trend line is what I call the mother of all trend lines. The mother of all trend lines. So if you can hear me, type mother of all trend lines in the chat. Mother of all trend lines in the chat. So you can abbreviate it. You can call it MOAT, right? MOAT, right? A mother of all trend lines. So put mother of all trend lines in the chat if you're following me. Let me see who is following me. Put MOT in the chat. MOAT in the chat. If you're following me, put MOAT in the chat. I want to see who is following me, who is paying attention. MOAT. Or you can write it in full. Mother of all trend lines. Awesome. So Ebenezer is listening. So it's MOT. So what about the rest? Are you guys following? put in the chat because I need that before I can continue here. I want to see who is paying attention before I can continue. MOAT. Okay, perfect. So I see people are paying attention. Awesome. So this is what I call the mother of all trend line. Why is it the mother of all trend line? Because this trend line here on Bitcoin is from December 2017, right? Anytime Bitcoin has hit this resistance level, it's sold off by 80-something%. So it's been like its arch nemesis, right? As you call it, right? So it came here, 86%, boom, sell off, right? 2017. In 2021, when the market sold off for crypto, it sold off by what, 81%, right? 81% sell off. So in 2021, we had two highs, double tops, and then it sold off. And then here we got a pullback again. This was a pullback in. This one was recent. This one was in 2025. Again, what did he do? He sold off by what? 30.9%. So which is, yeah. He sold off, right? So it tells you that this trend line is a very significant trend line. Anytime Bitcoin comes there, it crashes, right? And the last time, what did he do? We got, so in June, we got a breakout. That led to Bitcoin to go to its all-time highs at 120 something, 123-ish. And then what did he do again? He did a failed breakout, right? So sometimes you can break a level, a resistance level or a trend line, but some stocks or ETFs or whatever, or crypto might not get the job done, right? So this is the case here, right? So what happened was that Bitcoin popped, blew off top, blow the top, and then what did he do? He came back down, retraced to the scene of the crime. And what did he do? It struggled, right? It struggled to push up. It came all the way down to what? 104, and then from there it's pushing up now. So last week we got a very strong candle. This was a strong weekly candle, which is a bullish engulfing candle here. Is a strong candle. That tells me that we have more follow through to the upside. So in the video that I did, I said Bitcoin was coming to come here. You see this tiny line here, tiny trend line, orange trend line here. This is the place where I believe that Bitcoin will push to 130,000 soon. And yeah, maybe it's going to happen this week if it's able to crack above this line, right? So even if it pushes here to this trend line here, it's going to give us, give or take, is going to give us that 130,000, which is going to be a big milestone, right? So Bitcoin did what is called over here is called in technical analysis, this is called a bull flag, right? Because this is your flagpole. This is your flagpole here. This is your flag, right? So it broke it. And I said that immediately we break through this, this is going to break out and go. And we are seeing it now, okay? So we are seeing Bitcoin trading at new highs, almost at new highs, and making new all-time highs. So I talked about this in the video, so make sure you watch it when you get a chance. You are going to see the breakdown, the detailed breakdown there. So Bitcoin, so with this in mind, if Bitcoin is able to break above this upsloping trend line, this mini upsloping trend line, then I'm going to look to go long on certain Bitcoin related stocks in the stock market, right? So stocks that track Bitcoin, right? So example, Coinbase, example, IBIT, that's the ETF that tracks Bitcoin. There are a whole host of them these days, right? So you can Mara, Irene, all those companies are there, right? So here with this, if this breakout happens, you are going to see crypto stocks, like crypto related stocks, go up, and it's going to rally significantly. So here, so now that we know this, let's go to the trade plans for in terms of the stocks. Okay, so the first one that I have in mind here is, okay, we also have to touch on Ethereum as well. We shouldn't forget Ethereum. So let's check out Ethereum, see what ETH is doing. ETH, where are you? ETH, okay, Ethereum. So Ethereum here. I also talked about, in the same video, I also talked about Ethereum coming to the upper channel of this channel, right? So he moved from here to that place because I did the video. The video was, I think, on Wednesday, and then we are up here now. So Ethereum needs to break above this flag, right? So this is also a bull flag. It needs to break above it and go. So once it breaks it, it's going to come to 4,700 and 4,900 and make it finally get to that 5,000 psychological number, right? Because Ethereum investors and traders are waiting for this 5,000 psychological number. Last time it came there, it was very close. It came to 4,951, which is a whisker away to the 5,000 magic number, like $49 away, but I couldn't make it, right? So this time around, I think that is going to make it and blast through that $5,000 level. Okay, so this ETH, and also we also have Solana as well. Solana, we also talked about Solana as well in that video. I talked about Solana. So Solana is also looking good. Let's see here. Oh, well, what's this showing here? So Solana, so should get this one. Yeah, so Solana. So with Solana, what I'm looking at is that if Solana is able to break above this, so this is your cap here, this is your handle, it needs to blast through this downsloping trend line. If it does that, Solana is going to break out and go. Okay, and then we also have XRP. XRP, I also talked about it in that video. So XRP as well, it also has this wedge pattern here. Once it breaks above it, it's going to go to $3.12 and then $3.38 and above, right? So yeah, so those are the key things for the crypto market. So now let's go to the stocks. So because healthcare sector performed well last week, right? So because I'm doing crypto, let's just go to the crypto tickets. So my first ticker that I'm going to be watching for crypto, something related to crypto, is if Ethereum breaks that flag and pushes to the 4,700 and beyond, then a stock like BMNR. So first of all, a stock like the ETF that tracks Ethereum, you start with that one. EETHA could be a one that you can get. You can get like call options on that, and then I believe that is going to do well as Ethereum breaks out, right? So this is the one that you can get. You can get the shares, you can get the ETF. Again, there's no financial advice, it's just educational purposes. So if Ethereum is going up, this one is also going to go up because this is the ETF that tracks Ethereum. And there's also the leverage ETF as well. That's a little bit more risk. That means that every time Ethereum goes up by 1%, this goes up by 2%, right? So this here is like putting in a cap here. So if you look at this, this is your handle. Whoops, this is your handle here. If you're able to break this, this is going to go, right? This is going to go to the upside, this one, right? Okay. So this ETH, so for Ethereum. And then for Bitcoin, if Bitcoin is up, then we are going to look for a stock like Coinbase. So Coinbase, we members of our community, those that day trade with us in Rich Day Trades, we smoked Coinbase last week. So Coinbase was one of our main tickets for last week, and the goal was to get it to this gap fill here. And it did just that. That was it gave us the gap fill on, let's look at the date here. It gave us the gap fill here on this date. Let me take this line off. So it gave us the gap fill on Thursday, and then it went past it. So right now, what Coinbase needs to do is that Coinbase needs to break above this trend line. If it's able to break above it, then Coinbase might find itself trading at all-time highs very soon. So here, it's currently at this level, 382. If Coinbase is able to break above 382, then it's going to push up and then rally. So I will not be surprised if we get a big long candle here pushing up very soon for this to squeeze up. So Coinbase will be a good one for a long. So I'm going to be watching Coinbase tomorrow. If Bitcoin is still strong, I'm going to look to go long on Coinbase, and I'm going to look to capture the move to the upside and target various profit targets. So here, this is one place where I'm going to be watching. So something, if we can get this to 400 level, that's going to be one milestone. And then another milestone will be this other targets here. So Coinbase, give or take in the next couple of weeks, if crypto is still strong, I expect Coinbase to get to all-time high or make new all-time highs, okay? And next one I'm going to be watching is BMNR. Okay, so this is an Ethereum treasury, right? BMNR is an Ethereum treasury, and anytime Ethereum treasury means that they have a lot of money invested in Ethereum, and it's currently the number one holder of Ethereum. The company that holds the largest amount of Ethereum crypto in the world is BMNR. So if Ethereum is to break out and get to that 4,700 and possibly make new all-time highs, we are going to see a breakout in BMNR. So I will not be surprised if we see BMNR crack $70 this week, if and only if Ethereum is able to break out. Sometimes Ethereum breaks out and this is lagging behind. So this stock is a stock that I think is heavily manipulated. So just be careful about it, because sometimes Ethereum is going up and this does not go up. So just watch it. Wow. I trade the technicals, so I just use the technicals to make my trades. So if BMNR is able to trade above this 57 level, 57.40, if it's able to break above this downsloping trend line, it's going to squeeze. So this is a stock I'm going to be watching on Monday, depending on how the market behaves, depending on how Ethereum behaves. Okay. All right. So now that we're done with crypto, let's also go to the individual stocks. So because healthcare performed really well last week, I'm going to be keeping an eye on healthcare stocks. So one of them that I'm going to be talking about is, let's go online and see whether we can find that news. Ozempic at Costco. Yeah, this one. So there's a news that came out, I think, a couple days ago. Or yeah, I saw it at CNBC as well. So this CNBC, let me see, CNBC news. So Ozempic is a weight loss drug. Okay, so Ozempic is a weight loss drug, and this used for diabetes. So those that have diabetes, they take Ozempic as part of their diabetic illness, and it also helps with weight loss as well. So this company, the company that runs this company, is called Novo Nordisk, right? Novo Nordisk was a stock that was running high, sky high, and then it just like sold off significantly, right? So now they want to find a way to break into the US market and dominate there with their weight loss drug. So their new weight loss drug is called Wegovy, right? So this is for non-diabetic patients, right? They can take this and lose weight. So it suppresses your appetite and stuff like that, and it helps you to lose weight, okay? So this typically costs $4.99 per month. The deal is to help expand access to Novo Nordisk weight loss drug, but doctors say it's huge. The hugely popular medication will still be out of reach for many who need them. Okay, so it's $4.99. So Costco is partnering with them to do it at half price. So I don't know what kind of deal they have, but they are partnering with Costco to sell this at half price. So let's round it off. So it's going to be like $250 instead of $4.99, which means that it's going to help them sell a lot. And again, it's about, because these pharmaceutical companies, they make money, right? So even if they're selling something for $4.99, they probably produce the thing for $50 and they're selling it for that amount. So even if they reduce it to 50% to $250, they are still going to make a heck of a profit from it. Okay, so with that in mind, let's look at Novo Nordisk, right? So those that have been joining our live stream and part of our community, I've been talking about this stock here for some time. That is a stock that I like, and based on technicals, right? I mean, I use technical. I don't need to know what the company is doing, the fundamentals. I don't need all that stuff, right? I just use technicals to determine where price is going, and I position myself strategically, right? So Novo Nordisk is a stock that I've been talking about since it was here, when it came here, and now it's trading at what, $59, almost $59, $60. So this stock, what I look at to get is that because this company was here, it was selling at, it was trading at, this was trading at, this one I see here, it was trading at 148, right? And it sold off all the way to this place. So from 148 to this area, this stock has sold off a lot, right? It has sold off significantly. So right now, it is at a point where it's looking to reverse, right? So if you take off the lines, you're going to see that this is forming, if your technical analysis, this looks like it's forming what looks like a triple bottom or even an inverse head and shoulders, right? This is your head, this is your left shoulder, this is your right shoulder, right? So if you look at it, so I put this parallel channel here, and then we finally broke above the parallel channel. So this stock here, it's at anytime you have a stock that is trading below the 200-week simple moving average, it's at Black Friday sale or at a deep value zone. So if you buy Novo Nordisk at this price, you are buying it at a huge discount, right? How low can it go? The question you have to ask yourself is, how low can this go? I mean, it can come where? $40, right? Even that one is still cheap. So anything below this area, you see this yellow line, any price below this yellow line is cheap, right? So you should buy, right? It's a good time to buy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some long-term options on this and hold it, like buy, forget, not checking, allow it to play out, right? Because I believe that this company will eventually, with all these deals that they're doing, eventually is going to help the stock push up. And if I can get Novo Nordisk to even trade above this yellow line, I've done a heck of a good job, right? That means that I'm going to make significant gains there. So here, the goal here is to buy now. That is at dead cheap, and then hold it and capitalize on the move to the upside. So Novo Nordisk is a stock that I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to be looking to get leap options, something that is expiring maybe in 2026, 2027, whatnot. Like I'm just buy, forget, allow it to play out. So something that, yeah. So again, those in our community, I'm going to alert it when I take the trade, but this is a stock that I believe that it still has room with all the modifications that they're doing. They had a partnership with HIMS and Hers. Those that know HIMS and Hers, you know that that's a stock that we've been swing trading successfully all throughout the year. And I think they are coming in the US market to try to break through, because HIMS and Hers and other companies are competing with them. So again, Novo Nordisk is a Danish company, right? It's based in Scandinavia, and they produce this drug. So Ozempic is very popular, right? Because there's something called the Ozempic face, right? See, people who have taken Ozempic, they have a specific look about them, right? So now they produce this new drug, which is for non-diabetic patients, which is called Wegovy, right? So we can look at that and trade that accordingly. So here, Novo Nordisk is one of the stocks that I'm watching in the healthcare sector to go long on, and you just buy and hold, relax, and allow it to play out, right? So I like, my way of investing is that I like to buy things that are on heavy discount. I do not buy long-term holds on all-time high. It makes no sense to me, right? I will never do that, especially when we have the market so extended, right? So if you buy a stock like this because it's beating down heavily, even when the market is selling, this kind of stocks still go up, because investors are seeing that, oh, this is a huge bargain, right? It's like something that costs $500, and all of a sudden is on sale for $5. What are you going to do? You are going to buy it, right? Because you know the value of the thing. So that is why I like Novo Nordisk at this price. Anywhere below this yellow line is cheap, period, right? Anywhere below this yellow line means that you are buying it at a very, very cheap and low valuation, okay? All right, so the next one I'm going to be watching, which is in the healthcare industry, is UNH. So UNH is something that we caught the bottom of UNH. We caught the bottom of UNH, and UNH has been doing a remarkable push to the upside. It's not yet done. I need UNH to come to just one sec here. Just restart this. I need UNH to come to the gap fill. Right? If UNH can come to the gap fill, we are going to get it to push higher, right? I think the gap fill for UNH is around 370, I guess. I think, yeah, 370. Let me check it out. So UNH here. So UNH last week I talked about this flag here. So we finally broke above it, and we pushed to 367 last week, but it couldn't get a job done. So the gap fill is at 378, right? If it gets there, that's going to be a huge milestone. So this is a stock that we caught here at the bottom. This place, right? This is what we caught it at the bottom here. We caught it at the bottom somewhere here. I think it was August 5th or something. Yeah, there you go. August 5th. That's where we caught it. And I came out and I told members to buy this. And we bought the leverage ETF, UNHG. We bought a call options, leap options on this. When we bought it, it was trading at, I think it was somewhere here. Yeah, somewhere here. It was trading at $10, right? And then we were able to capture it to this area. So we bought the call options at $2. And last week it was trading at $12. So this was a 600% return already on the investment, right? So yeah, so I believe that UNH still has room. First off, it needs to fill this gap. That's going to be a huge milestone. And then once it fills it, then we are going to be coming close to getting to what, the 200. So the next, if it fills this gap, then the next milestone will be reclaiming the 200 simple moving average, right? There are some investors that they only invest in things that are trading above the 200 simple moving average, right? So that's going to show that in the long term, this has room to push up. So I believe that when all is said and done, UNH sometime next year will be back again at 600, right? So imagine capturing something at 250, and riding it all the way to 600. That's significant, right? So again, UNH is also a watch for this week once we crack above these lines and then push through the gap fill. So my main target for this is the gap fill at least. Anything above the gap fill is a bonus, right? Okay, so now that we're done with the healthcare, let me finish this. Let me check out HIMS as well. I don't know how this news on Novo Nordisk is going to affect HIMS. Okay, so I think that's what is causing HIMS to sell here. So HIMS, we have always captured HIMS moves, right? So HIMS here, in April, we're doing a live stream like this. I told members to buy HIMS here. And HIMS, that was in April, HIMS move, did this move. Did this monster move, this 150% on the equity. Here as well, members of our community in the day trading service, we caught HIMS here at the 200 again. So I've seen that HIMS loves 200 SMA. Anytime it comes there, it bounces. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now it's coming down here with this. I think because of the news from Novo Nordisk, maybe it's going to eat into some of their profits. So this is going down. So I'm going to see what happens this week on HIMS. So HIMS is a retail fund favorite. So if I'm going to trade anything on a day trade, I would trade HIMS because it's something that is going to move, right? Because a lot of retail are chasing it. So here, I see HIMS. If HIMS can hold this line, this channel or this area, we are going to look to reverse. But if it breaks it, we are going to go down. So if it breaks below this level here, $50 level, break below $50 will send us back down, and we could find HIMS at the 200 again. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be looking at for HIMS, and then we shall see. But HIMS is a stock that is a fan favorite, so they always buy the dip. So I'll not be surprised if buy step in tomorrow and buy the dip and push this up and put in like a bullish engulfing candle. You never know, right? You can put in a long bullish engulfing candle and go. So HIMS is so 3 healthcare stocks I'm watching: Novo, UNH, and HIMS. Okay. All right. So let's go to the other individual tickers. So if the market shows confirmed signs of pulling back, I would like to keep an eye on the grandmaster of the market. That's NVIDIA. And this setup is a short setup, right? So here we have this 2021 highs trend line extending to 2024 highs, extending to this highs here in August. And then he did this and he pulled back down and he did this move, right? So here it's also pulling back again. So he say it's respecting this trend line. So if price is able to continue to the downside, then it means that this is going to affect the market, because if NVIDIA is down, so this 184 level, NVIDIA must hold this 184 level, right? If it breaks below it, I mean, it came close to it. What did you do? You bounced there and they stacked it up. If it breaks below it, then we are going to head down. If NVIDIA goes down, most likely the entire market is going to go down, right? So that's one stock that I'm going to be watching, right? There are other indices and all that stuff, but I watch NVIDIA closely and see what NVIDIA is doing. So if NVIDIA is unable to break above this trend line here, this upsloping trend line, I can also call this the mother of all trend lines as well, because it's a long trend line from 2021. Anytime NVIDIA has come there, it has sold off here, sell off here, sell off there, and then here as well, right? So it's doing the same thing now. So we shall see if it's able to hold. If it's able to break above it, then we are going to squeeze up, and NVIDIA is going to go to 190 and beyond, right? But if it fails, then we are going to head down. Okay, so NVIDIA, I'm leaning more short if the market is weak, or if it breaks above, I'm going to lean long. So either or is going to work out, but it's looking bearish to me, and we're looking to head down to the downside. If NVIDIA sells, then you know that the market will be in trouble. So let's check the semiconductor ETF, SMH, right? So this is a semiconductor ETF. So this is where this tracks all the semiconductors, AMD, NVIDIA, all those kind of things, they track them, right? On Wall Street, there's a saying that as the semis go, so does the market, right? So you see here that we have SMH. So SMH, again, it looks similar to NVIDIA, right? So here, 2021 highs of 2024, and then you extend it comes here. It broke it and it came back down. So here we're coming down to this gap fill here. So we have a gap here at 333. So if NVIDIA and things show weakness, this is going to come and fill this gap, and this has room to come all the way down here to this area, right? So we shall see how this plays out. This has been significantly resilient, right? Very resilient, right? And it hasn't broken. Every single time, price just keeps on going up and up and up and up and up, right? So we shall see. So if the semis break down, the market is going to break down. There's nothing that the market can do, right? Anytime the semis break down, because they have been the one controlling the market, we are going to see a breakdown in the general market. So I'm going to be watching these semiconductor stocks with the hawk, especially NVIDIA, and then the SMH ETF in general. Okay. All right. So another stock that I'm watching for a short is MU. So MU is just unbelievable. Like in what 2021, 2022, MU was we're trading MU was like trading at what $42. Now today MU is trading at almost $190, which is remarkable. It's like I call it a meteoric rise for MU. MU has done a very good job, right? It's even trading higher than AMD, which is significant. So AI has boosted MU, but MU is very extended, right, to the upside. So I'm watching this trend line as well for a break and crack. So already we have this what looks like a hammer candle here, inverted hammer, and I'll look to see if there's more selling pressure coming in. If price is able to break below this support level, 184, then we are going to head down and push to at least 169. So I expect MU to come all the way down if the market is weak, to come to 169. That's going to be a very good shot to the downside. So I'm looking for MU short for this week. However, if we break above this trend line and confirm, then MU is going to push up and go maybe to 200 or something, right? But I think that is exhausted, right? It needs to pull back, and we shall see if the bears have the energy to do that, to push it down. So MU is also one of the stocks that I'm going to be watching for a short as well, okay? And in terms of longs, I'm looking for a number of longs. I talked about Coinbase. I talked about BMNR. I'm also going to talk about another crypto-related stock, talking about stable coins, is Circle. So Circle is a crypto-related name here. It's a new IPO. And I like this chart pattern on Circle. So if Circle can master the carriage and break above this level, see here, it came here, and what did they do? They push it down significantly. So there's a lot of sellers here. If it can find a way to break above this 155, then it's going to go, right? But that's telling me there's a lot of selling pressure here. So as long as Circle is able to hold the 50 or this 143 level, Circle might find a way to push. And with crypto, if crypto is up with Cryptomania and all that stuff, we can see Circle break out. So Circle can be one for a long, and it can also break down a one for a short as well, right? But as long as it trades below inside this triangle, what it can do is that it can do a move like this, come down, go up, come down again, go up. It can be doing this until they get to the top, and then decide whether to go to the upside or can go to the downside, right? So this kind of triangle wedge patterns usually can be neutral, right? It can go to the upside or can go to the downside. So it's just like a toothpaste. If you're brushing your teeth and you push it fast, it can pop to the upside or pop to the downside, right? It can do any of those moves. So that's how this is going to work here for Circle. So Circle can be a good one to watch as well for this week, right? And another short that I forgot to add was IBM. So IBM, again, this is another stock that we caught in the day trading service, and it was a beauty. It's a thing of beauty. So we caught it here at this area when it hits this level, and then we caught it to the upside, and we saw that thing somewhere here. Saw this somewhere here, and now it is at this point here. So IBM, if you look at the weekly, IBM looks like it still has room to push because we still on this parallel channel. I think it still has room to push to somewhere here to the upside, right? So it can push to the upside and then get to that area, right? Or it can just, if the market is weak, it can just start looking to go down, because this is looking to form an head and shoulders, right? So this is your head, this is your left shoulder, this is your head, and this is your right shoulder. But we need a candle to the downside, like a red candle to the downside. That's on the weekly, right? A red candle to the downside. That's going to show us that, okay, now we are getting the inverse, the head and shoulders to the downside. Okay. All right. So that's another one to the short side that I'm looking at as well. Depending on which one sets up, we just trade it and make money from it. Okay. Meta platform. Meta platform has been a stock that has been weak, showed a lot of weakness amongst the Magnificent Seven, because Meta broke below this head and shoulders. So I'm going to show you what happened here on Meta. So Meta, you see this trend line here? Meta has been respecting this trend line. Okay. So we have here your left shoulder, you have your head, you have your right shoulder, right? So it came down here, and what did you do? You broke below it. So this is a confirmation of the head and shoulders break. Okay. Usually with head and shoulders, you can use it to find the measured move. Okay. So measured move is the highest point of the head. You pick it like this, and you bring it here to where the neckline is, right? So Meta, if the market continues to show weakness, it tells me that Meta can come all the way to the 200, which is going to be significant, because Meta is one of the stocks that produces very good earnings, right? If it goes down like that, I'm going to look to buy, and I'm going to ride it to the next earnings report, because I believe in Meta. They're a solid company. I believe that they are going to recover from it and do fantastic things. So with Meta, what Meta needs to do is that Meta needs to hold this zone. See this zone? And take off the measured move. Meta has to hold this zone here, this 711 to 689. If it can hold there, then we can get a recovery, right? But if it fails, then we are going to come to the 200. So depending on how the general market is, if the general market is weak this week, like SPY, QQQ are weak, I don't think Meta has a chance. It needs to also sell. So these two levels are going to be critical levels for Meta. So if it's able to hold them, and even there's even a tiny little level here, which can act as support where it can hold. If it's able to hold them, then it's going to reverse. If not, then it's going to push up. It's going to, if not, then it's going to head down to the 200. So my ultimate target for Meta short is this. Meta going down is the 200. And then if it reverses, then we are going to go to remount this, try to break above and go. But here, this is the reason why Meta is selling. I don't know the fundamentals behind it, but I know the technicals. That is because of this head and shoulders pattern, right? Okay. All right. So let me go back to, so these are shorts, and let me go to the longs, right? Add some longs, right? So one of them that I'm looking at is CoreWeave. So CoreWeave is a stock that we've been trading successfully in the swing and day trading service at Trading Rich. And CoreWeave, I always call it a wild animal. It's a wild animal. It moves very, very fast. So especially if you're day trading it, you have to be on point, right? You have to, be alert and know where your profit target is and respect your profit targets, because it's a stock that will punish you if you are greedy, right? If you are greedy, if you are the greedy type and something has hit your profit target and you say, oh, one more candle. By the time you realize, all your profit is going to vanish, right? CoreWeave is a stock that you can be up by $5,000 and within a blink of an eye, you are down, right? So you want to be, if you are trading this, especially day trading or even swing trading, you want to make sure that you respect your profit targets and know when it hits, you log in, you sell, you walk away, right? That's what I'll say. So here with this, I see this looking for, like, if the market is strong this week, I expect CoreWeave to break out of this downsloping trend line, right? This downsloping trend, these are two of them. If it's able to break above it, then we are going to head to 148, right? So I expect to see that move if the market is strong. However, if the market is weak, then we are going to head down to this gap fill, right? This is going to continue. We are going to get a red candle to the downside and go back here. And then once the market settles and it wants to reverse, you see buyers stepping in and they're going to buy it. So I believe maybe we can get something like this. I'm just seeing this here. This is interesting. So we can get something like this, where you have your head, this is your left shoulder. And then if you get this pullback here to this area, we are going to get this right shoulder like this. And then you get your inverted and shoulders. And then boom, this takes off, right? That is in a scenario where the market is weak, right? We are going to get something like this and go. If a scenario where the market is strong, CoreWeave can just gap up above these trend lines, double pivot trend lines, and then push up, right? And then once it pushes up, I'm definitely looking for it to come to 148, and then that's a place where I will look to pay myself. Like here is going to be first profit target, second profit target, third profit target, right? Those are the areas. And then above that is great, cherry on the cake. However, we can also do something like this, where we pull back, fill this gap, or even pull deeper, and then hold, put in this inverted and shoulders, and then boom, take off. Okay. So that's what I see on CoreWeave, right? And another one that we traded last week, which was a successful trade. We captured this in our swing trading service, Celsius. So Celsius, it was Friday. So we caught this move from this to here. It was a very good move, 10% move in the week. So with this stock is the last time they had earnings, it was really good. And I believe that they are going to do well again in their earnings. So I believe this has more room to push. So for instance, if this is able to break above this trend line here, we can get a move, a breakout to the upside, right? For Celsius. Okay. If we can get this to push, we can get this breakout to the upside. So Celsius is a highly profitable company now, highly profitable company, and then the last earnings was spectacular. So if this is able to summon the strength and push above this, crack this trend line and crack this 63 level, I believe that this can go, like, can do 3 weeks on. It can just squeeze and go. So Celsius is a good one to be a watch. So if you like energy drinks and stuff like that, this is a company for you, and you can trade it and make some money to the upside or to the downside, depending on its sensor. But this is setting up for a long move. Then last but not the least is Tesla. So Tesla has had a big run in the market. And then what did you do? Yeah, so they had their vehicle delivery numbers which beat expectation. And then guess what? What happened was that the market this sold off. So again, if you are trading with news, if you are the type that depends on news to make a decision, this would have smoked you. Look at that, right? Sold off on Thursday and it sold off on Friday. Okay. So the reason is that Tesla has run a lot. Like it ran from here. When was it here? This was September. It ran here. So we captured this move, like this move in our swing trading service. We captured this move from the beginning to here. Still holding some runners, but yeah, captured this entire move. And then what did you do here? So we have here to be what? This type of sell is called buy the rumor, sell the news. So people bought the rumor and this pushed up before the news came up. And then once the news came and say, okay, they beat expectations and stuff like that, but you know what? We've made enough money. Let's pay ourselves now. So they paid and then it sold off. So this year is what I call a clearing bearish engulfing candle. Anytime you have a clearing bearish engulfing candle, you get 90% follow through rate, meaning that you're going to get more red candles to the downside. And that's what we got here on Tesla, right? So on Thursday, we got this clearing bearish engulfing candle that engulfed the highs of more than 5 candles. And what do we get next? We got this one. So here is bouncing at the 20. So Tesla is the type where if the market shows strength, I'll look to go long on Tesla as long as we don't break below this 20. All right. As long as we don't break below this 20, because if you break below it, there's a gap here that needs to be filled. Right. So you're going to be fighting with gaps. And then if you start filling the gap, then it's going to maybe do an extension of a sell. It can even come all the way down here, but we shall see. But give or take, if it's able to hold here, we are going to push the upside and reverse and go. Okay. So yeah, so those are some of the main tickets that I'm watching this week. So depending on how things work out, if it's weak, I'll tackle the shorts, hit them hard. If it's long, I'll tackle the longs and hit them hard, right? But if everything is selling, usually everything sells, right? So we are going to just lean. So I believe we might get a week where we get weakness at the beginning and then maybe recovery at the end. But the market has been grinding up a lot, so I believe that we need the pullback is necessary, and I've talked about it. So if you do not attend our masterclass on Tuesday, I talked about a possible pullback coming this month. So we can get maybe a 5% pullback in the ETFs or the indices, or we can even get a 10% correction. So after the pullback, we can get one last rally to the upside to what I call the final rally to bring out to an end, right? So, and then that's going to coincide with any kind of economic news and how the labor market is going. So if you're joining us for the first time, make sure that you join our community. We have a free community here. So in that community, you are going to get the free masterclass that I did, which I did on on Tuesday. I did a free masterclass. So you come here. Let's see if we can find it. So the free master, you see all the master classes here. you can come here and then you can get access to those things, and then you can watch those masterclass and stuff. So if you're not part of our community, please join the community here, and that's going to give you access to all this masterclass for free. And also, if you've not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. And if you learned something from today's video, hit the like button and let me know what you learned. So let me know what you learned today. What's one thing that you learned from this live stream? Put it in the chat and let me see if you learned anything. And if you have any questions, feel free to type your questions as well, and I'll be happy to answer them. So yeah. So let me know what you guys learned today from tonight's masterclass, from tonight's live stream, and what's your key takeaway. And feel free to post your questions. If you have any questions, feel free to post those questions there, and I'll be happy to answer them. All right. Let me know if you have any. Let me know what you learned today. And also let me know if you have any questions. And again, if you want to sign up, if you want to join our swing trading service, so we have a number of things here. So if you come here, you are going to see our, so I'm going to put here, so this is our swing trading service. So if you want to get my signals or alerts every week, so this week I've already provided subscribers with our top 3 tickets for the week, right? I provided them with a game plan of everything, how we are going to execute on them, whether long or short, everything has been provided. And also, anytime I take the trades with my own money, which I take all these trades with my money, when I take the trade with my own money, I alert it to members, and then they can execute as well. They don't need to wait for me because I provide a detailed video which has already been posted in the members portal. So over here, if you come here, you're going to see what this service is about. So 3 expertly crafted options trade alerts per week, and then you get access to that real-time text and alerts. Anytime I take it with my money, I'll let you know, but you know the tickets in advance, so it's not random stuff. And then how much does it cost? It's only 47 USD per month, right? So most members, within the first trade that they take, they make the cost of their annual subscription. And if you subscribe for an annual one, you are going to get 2 months free, so you're only paying for 10 months. Okay. And last week, our main trades were Celsius. We made significant profit on Celsius. We made significant profit on Rigetti. We made significant profits on TTD, Trade Dex, right? So every single week, members are making money from the swing trading service. So if you have a busy 9 to 5 and you don't have the time to be analyzing charts and all these things, you can sign up for this and you can make money every single week, right? So this service here is the only service in the market that is guaranteed, right? 30-day money back guarantee. If for any reason after 30 days you say, hey, I took the trades, I did not make money, let us know, we'll refund your money. We'll refund the money that you paid, right? So because we believe in the service that we offer, that is why we provide 30-day money back guarantee, right? And members are happy. Last week we got a whole lot of new members that joined, and that was the first time they were trading options and they made money, right? So it's all about executing, following instructions, and making money. That's it, right? And so here I'm going to put this in the chat, and then if you have any, I'm going to put it here in the chat, and you can check it out. So that's the Rich Alerts swing trading service. So if you want to get the tickets for this week, I usually don't publish the tickets here on YouTube. I provide that for only subscribers. So if you want the top 3 tickets for the week, it's going to be here. If you sign up tonight, you get them. and then you get the SMS when I take the trade. I alert it as well so that you can capitalize on it, and I tell you the price, stop loss, every single thing, right? And if you want to day trade with me, if you are the type that, I say, hey, Richie, you know what, I like the swing trade. I want to make money on a weekly basis, but I want to double my efforts, right? So I want to now make money on a daily basis. Okay, we got you covered, right? So daily basis is you come here and trade with us live every day, every single day, 5 days a week. You trade with me live. We trade options and futures. We trade that live, and we trade mainly 1 hour a day. The first hour we usually get it done with, and we are done. So on Friday, for instance, so here, how much does this cost? This costs 97 USD per month, and we are going to trade more than 20 days a week minimum, depending on how many days are in the month there. So usually 20 days of trading every single day. We trade every morning. We trade both options and futures, right? So here is where you are going to learn how to trade in real time and pull money from the market on a daily basis. So on Friday, this is what we traded in the day trading service. So we traded SPY. So traded SPY, and we caught the move. Like it was just so beautiful. So at the open, we caught the long. So we caught the long. I told members we caught the long, and then this came back here. It confirmed a reversal, right? So we caught the this thing as well. We caught the long, we caught the short, and then we caught the confirmation long as well. So some members held to the end, and then some took profit accordingly. So this was a beautiful trade, right? And then from there, the market sold off again. It came to our key trend line, and it sold off from there. So it's not surprising. This was a resistance area that we were watching anyways in our game plan. And then we also traded Coinbase long. So Coinbase, right out of the gates, I was telling members that we were looking to go long on this. So Coinbase, we captured the move from the market open there, right out of the gates. Once it cleared this, we captured this move, almost 10 points. And once it got here, I told members that the trade is, we are going to get a change in momentum once we got this. And what do we do? This sort of, right? So you have captured that short to the, some members called the short to the downside, and then later on long to the upside, right? So again, if you're day trading with us, you can catch these moves with that, and everything is live on screen share, right? So yeah, so let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me see if there's any questions here. That's it for tonight. I'm going to put the day trading service here in the chat, and if you want to sign up, you can sign up and you can join us live to day trade tomorrow. It starts at 8:45 a.m. Eastern, and we day trade. We start with futures, then at 9 a.m. Eastern we talk about the game plan for options, and we capitalize on the moves for options as well. Okay, so yeah, so thank you guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys learned something today. So if you have any questions, this is your time to ask. If there are no questions, then I assume that everybody is good. We will chat. Those that are trading with us live, I'm going to trade with you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early. And the swing trading service guys, you guys know the tickets for the week already. If you log into your account, you are going to see the tickets, the video and tickets for the week. And yeah, so we are going to, those tickets are ready to take off tomorrow. Are ready to take off tomorrow. So Monday, like we could be done everything on Monday. Like last week, most of the trade was done on Monday. By Monday, we took all the trades and everything worked out nicely. Even if you look at this one, TTD just took off on Monday. Oh, check this out. TTD trade desk. So TTD just took off on Monday, this one. So TTD. So this is this Monday. So TTD Monday, captured this Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So this was been going, right? So TTD, we still have a position in this. I think that this still has room to push at least to the gap entry, and then later on gap fill. But if you can get to gap entry, that's more than enough, right? So TTD is a stock that is a low risk trade that we took, and members capitalize on it. So if you want to get this kind of alerts and this kind of high probability, high win rate swing trade service, then you want to sign up and take advantage of it and start making passive income on a daily basis, right? And you can do this together with your 9 to 5. Also, we have members that are even truck drivers, right? Imagine somebody who is a truck driver is busy, right? It's always on the road, right? But they could anytime they're on break, they can take their trade and capitalize on it. So if you're working in an office, you have more flexibility than somebody that is a truck driver, right? Because they have to pull to the roadside, or when they are going for lunch or taking a break or something like that, that's the only time they can take the trade, right? So you want to take advantage of this, sign up, and then you are going to get access to high quality, high probability trade setups with a high win rate. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good night. I wish you guys all the best. Like those that are going to trade this week, I wish you guys all the best. Make sure you manage your risk and trade accordingly. And those that trade with us, I'm going to meet with you guys tomorrow. The day traders, we are going to trade tomorrow morning, and the swing traders as well. Once any of those tickets trigger, I'm going to alert it, and we are all going to profit from it. All right. So have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. And again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification button, and also make sure you hit the like button if you learned something from today and you gain something. Make sure you do that. Okay. All right. Have a good one. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye. Bye for now.